Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Blind. This is the place to retrieve the item level 90 stuff from the boxes from the level 50 quest finales of the class quests from A Realm Reborn. But it's not so simple. For level 45 and 50 base pieces from the quests, we just go buy that from that other shop that we were at last time. But to retrieve the item level 90 stuff from the boxes, we need to go into here, It's not the artifact ones. I don't even know what this augmented specifically means. Might have, it's got two circles on it, up there in the corner of it. That needs a armor augmentation thing. No shop sell. That's all for the lower level stuff anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It's vintage equipment. Like these. And all the different pieces, like the Worm's Mail, or specifically the item we are looking at here, the Worm's Greaves. Worm's Breeches? It's not exactly the same thing. It doesn't look like the same thing. Here's the Worm's Greaves. What's the difference? Breeches. Dragoon. 195. Greaves are worse. Defensively. Antique breeches. Antique soldierets. Okay. 190. Dragoon level 50, Dragoon level 50, level 90. Strength, Vitality, Crit, skill speed. These are the feet, I guess. Okay, these are shoes. Despite the length they go up. Okay. There's really a lot of overlap between the legs and the feet slots. This is what we're actually looking at. This is the greaves. These are the greaves. So, in order to get these, which we have one of, if we want to get these back, or any of the other item level 90 stuff, we need to get the antique pieces. We did get some of these in one of the dungeons, or one of the higher-ish level dungeons, 50-ish, something. We got these before, and these are for turning in for more of these, if we want to get the sets back. Which is a little bit more difficult than just going and getting a few gil together and just buying back the lower level set. That's fine though. Discard these. I'm also looking, actually discard some other stuff here. Because once again, the inventory is even fuller. We got a couple of these like singular bits here. They're not enough to really save. We could technically go try to make something out of these high quality lumber whatevers, but no, not gonna worry about it. And we haven't figured out exactly what to do with these. With itinerant moogles. One moogle can enter a special accessory. Okay. Need the space. Want these regular logs? Just cut these whenever we want. Kind of irrelevant at this point. Let's move some of this stuff over to these slots. It's all of our higher-ish level stuff. Got too many things. Alright. That's also going to stop from constantly messaging us saying we only have 2 inventory slots left or whatever. Because we have 10. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Okay. So with that, and with our storages, somewhat acceptable currently. Move this stuff up so we can see what we're working with. There's plenty of space in here for things. Hats. Yep. bodies. Gloves, various descriptions. Could try organizing more of this in some fashion. Method to our madness. It's mostly madness. Yeah, 30, 31. That's acceptable. Got a little full on earrings. It's alright. Okay. Well, that's acceptable. That'll do. Okay. So now, the next job. I wanted to see where things are exactly. So a few other, little 30, we could continue upgrading towards 50 right now, but want to just do another DPS right now, honestly. Let's see here. Go to the map. Over to places. Limsa. Might be the spot we need. See about where the different spots have been. So we want to be a etc. 60 quest there. 70 quest. Arcanist. Fisher. Rogue. Okay. I think I may be rogue. Let's go down here. Why not? Why not? Here. So we get through the various bits here well enough. Okay. There we go. Looks like it. Rogue skill. Alright. Alright. Lawn wound. There's not behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, Gov. We're the dutiful sisters of the Eldweiss. All pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang about. I thought you were just some simple errand lad. I've had a proper look. You're Arctic, ain't you? Yep. I knew it. Something about Millen Primals leaves its mark on a cove. It does. Anyway, you being who you are, you must have an inkling as to what goes on here, eh? The Admiral sent you to meet with one of your associates after that business with the Leviathan, if you recall. That's right, mate. You stand at the entrance to the Rogues Guild. Of course, 'twould be a poor sort of underground organization if we put a bleeding sign up on the front door. Anyway, from what Lady Yukiri told me, you're pretty handy in a scrap. She's off seeing to some private business right now. I reckon we might have some use for a bang-up cove like you. If you have an interest in joining us, tip us your tellers and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. What do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Join the Rogues Guild? Sure. Good to see you're keen. I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, they only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and blink dandies other want, you better take up with a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. Might as well. Reward? Weathered daggers. I'm level 1. Okay. So this sounded like they were talking about we've been here before and actually connecting to more things. Talking about Yukiri and Leviathan and all that. That's a slightly different dialogue tree for that actually makes sense. Really depends on if there's lore implications for the Rogues Guild. Onward would have you reaffirm your desire to join the Rogues Guild. Let's do it. Didn't scare you off then? Meh. They told me you wasn't a meddlesome cove, and so it's proved. You need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. Now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Lord whenever you wish to gain entrance into the guild headquarters. You gonna head inside? Yes. Doorman indeed. Okay. Yeah. It's the Rogue Guild. Well, there's not much happening here. Start already. Which one? You'll join us in the shadows, are you? Better be lucky. Better be lucky then. One person here. Throw in. Throw it. You can do it. Nice. They're talking. Jack. You go, bastard. Okay. Ah. I'm the one they call Jack. Though, I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that of the kindly cove as told you mine. I'm the hero. Guy outside said. Ah, the famous Arctic. Old Lonnie left match let you in, did he? You can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss naught when it comes to sizing up a dimmer colt for the Stalin. Just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are you? Nope. Well then, it's time to install to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases, and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. And I could fill your wells with the storied history of our guild, but that's just whiz and wind. Most important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. Now most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules. An unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Limensians. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade coals like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. Now you might be thinking, none of that amounts to a sack of tilberries now the Admiral's outlawed piracy. But in the back alleys and black markets, where Merlib's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some run-soaked coves steals goods from the wrong cull, and we steal them back. That's the job, my natty lad. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. Let's see, there's more to our dagger play than just sticking coals with a pointy end. We'll weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the darkmans. Whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Tick, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? You got the guts? Yep. Alright, then. First off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on his doob heaters to stay on a mark's trail. Job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob. The last thing you want is bleeding great battle axe, what hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. Let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited with new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. Weathered daggers. They're not that good, but they work. Rogue's arms. Alright. Then our best level 1 attire. Rogue unlocked. Nice. That's what we came here for. Cool. New weapon. Weather daggers. Equip. Recommended gear. Equip. If you don't have a level 1 helmet, I guess that's fine. We're just rocking out here in our Oregon, and then these wrist gloves that we got, because they're technically better than the Oregon main gloves, I guess. These are the brand new gloves. Or maybe we just don't have. Maybe it didn't come with gloves to start. It's also possible. Okay. 15. A bunch of little 15 stuff. Here's the blue gloves. They have less magic defense, so those aren't useful. Let's see if the blue gloves are even part of the blue set. These are all class. Yeah, not a problem. And your set list. Create a new set. Rogue. There you go. Cast Samurai, Black Mage, Bard, White Mage, Red Mage, Machinist, Astrologian, Blue Mage, Dark Knight, Marauder, Rogue, and Dragoon. It's perfect. And we just set up this. Teleports. We got Sprint. We got our Singular Attack. Character. Actions and traits. Various things in there. Limit break, in case we ever worry about that. Opinion. Need the mount guide. You guys Homer. It's good to me. Here's our one attack. Spinning Edge. An attack with a potency of 180. Instant, recaster at 2.5. Okay. Stabbers in your Fambles. Jack wishes to give you a few pointers on dagger play. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel of the weight and speed of your new weapons. Bringing those bleeding cheats at the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. I test your blades on a few of them lambs, and slice up some rats and pupils for good measure. Mind that you mill them beasties one at a time, though, lad. I know you served far worse in the past, but you're no timber damper with them stabbers just yet. Fair enough. So these guys are here. I'm gonna go just out here and just fly over. So worry about having to get through all here to connect to there. And then we'll also get to the point where we are at or almost at level 5. And we just speed up this process a bit. Okay. Here's all these. This quest is going to give 400 XP. Good to know. Alright. Good level 4. There's a fate happening down there. Let's start with our level 1 enemies. Range, 3 yards. Pretty effective. This is the level 1 thing, spinning around like crazy. Wild. Level 2. We also have a whole new set of hunting log stuff. It's also great. Let's just swing. Now level 3. Lost Lamb is also level 3. Also basic attacks. Got you. Spam. What's this? Great shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of maximum HP. More of a defensive kind of thing. Cool. Spam. 4. New ability. Not complete. Gust Slash. An attack with a potency of 100. Combo with Spinning Edge for 260. So that is stronger. Alright. That's a 1-2. Damn. Slay Pupils. up this way. Already even in on level 5, which is great. We're spinning all over the place. Long. I think any of this counts as multi-target by any means. It's fine, I guess. Let's spin around and finish this, if possible. Where are these coming from this way? I'm sure we're gonna have some range attacks eventually. That's fun. Things bit my leg. So you. He's going spinning around, winning, and everything we're doing here. And there is complete. Okay. Change to the streams. That's level 6. Any new items? And wear this hat. Come on. Nope. We had a hempen hat at level 5. Very base setup here. Okay. That is easily enough to get us back here. Connected there, connected there. Should be good. No fault. Decks. Pop back over to the Fisherman's Guild, run over there. No fault. This ferry here doesn't go to that area though. That's fine. Inside, yep. Okay. Done with your milling, are ya? Can never have enough blade practice, young goat. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Put yourself against the lot, and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. Aye, just think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will only have you plodding around like an ungainly Arcus. So make sure you're wearing gear what'll let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade right up to scratch, my tick, and I might just have a job for you. Experience there. Level 5. We are level 5. Level 6 even. So we're ready. A dainty dilemma. Upgrade the daggers. And equipment options. We don't need any of these. The speed we get past the earlier levels. Not worth having a bunch of low-level stuff lying around. Jax appears eager to give you your first assignment. Ah. Ho there, Arctic. I must say you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Okay. Ordinarily, Stomy wins and let you get on with your work. Seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, maybe a couple things what you ain't familiar yet with. Let's build on what you likely do know. And that's the fact that the Admiral, God's bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Lominsa. So why do you think there's still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you what, it's because there's still one way from to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the Thessocracy as a certified privateer. Captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the Outgoats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder and sail back here to Lumsa to offload the spoils. That's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their frambles on Magitech device. A firing mechanism, to be precise, was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. And speaking of visiting rogues, underfoot, over here, lad. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass the sentence on them code-defined rooks, and bite back that Magitech part. Eh? What's the cult need me for? You're in charge of the new recruits, ain't you? It's Isaac's first mission. You're to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Harimu. Since when was I in charge of new... Ah, bugger it. Hi. So I guess we're gonna be partners for the now. The name's Harimu. But most of me fellows call me Underfoot. You might seem a bit touch reluctant, but Harimu's one of our best. You just do as he says, and you'll get the job done. Alright. Okay. So what's the plan? Alright, then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, eh? But we ain't bleeding spawns in shining armor. The lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to flank usually does the trick. There's some rum fun every rogue should master. The shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Alright, it's time to put this lesson into practice against some of those Arla in Lower Lenasia. If you was paying attention, lad, those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy. These guys. Over there. While we're out there, we'll get to level 10. Or close enough to level 10. The quest will give us level 10. Oh. What's XP is going to give? 1,400. That's pretty good. Oh. Fight some stuff. They're only level 3. They're part of hunting log though. We'll work with that. Snack that. I guess very much XP though. What if they hunt and log? Goes in the cedarwood. Melanasia, Summerfall. Cave bats in the cedarwood. More in the cedarwood. Cedarwood and Summerfold here. More up this way. Let's get him. Fate there. So we got 3 minutes left. Not gonna be too effective. Here's a Dodos. They're a level 4. Easily clear them off with a 1-2 combo. Or not. There's still room for crits and such, I suppose. For you. Here's a Dodos. That's level 7. Dodos for days out here. tiny Mantigores. A few more hits to take down. Still manageable though. Ooh. There. Anything else out here? Show incomplete. Time for cedarwood. Gallicos and cave bats. It's probably gonna be out in a cave for a cave bat. Shocking, I know. Manticoras. Dodos. Wind sprites. That big guy right there. Fate. Dodos. Kobolds. Galligos. I got a few more hits here. Level 8. That's fine. Okay. There's no real need to take less damage. 20% damage reduction for 20 seconds every 120 seconds. Not a huge amount. Play. Into the caves over here. That's cave bats. And there is wind. Looks good. Also put the healing potions on the bar. Alright. Okay, back. All these drops also you get rid of. Seems in general, more drops from lower level enemies. Just as a rule. Animal skins, bits, ram horns, hides, mint, fang, blood. Amazing. Summerford, Summerford, Summerford. 3 Mountain Bend. Okay. Middle Lenasia, Summerford. Do it. Looking for goblins and pirates. Okay. Still does really help. Fly all around. Okay. Our next target's out here. Fate going on. Fate. Some bee clouds. Mountain Bend is a higher level area. That's where the last thing's at. These big guys. He has level 50. I can mess with him. Pro tip. Too low level. Five and 9. Fishers, presumably be near the water. That makes sense. Here's some guys. Goblin fishers. I love gamblers. It's a combo, guys. One complete. I need one. Really? That's fine. I don't remember ski. That could be it. I guess I can see some pirates over there. Rounded pirates. Another bit on this side here that we haven't looked at. Level appropriate areas. Skylift. These are just guys. Megalo crab. The other one. I'm over here. Gotcha. And more drops, of course. Stab. Chin going. It's level 13. Less damage. We're not the best matchup here. Only level 8. Missing some attacks. Got the job done though. That's level 9. Okay. That's a Summerford. It's definitely this side. This cave here. Probably in the cave here. Looks like a great spot for some pirates and stuff. Or water sprites. Okay. Here's off the map. It's no good. Pirates on any of the walkways here? It's gotta be over here. Or have we not been? It's level 9 stuff too. Fate. And down here. Bodies. Nope. Pupils. Yes. Yeah. Any pirates in here? This is more of a town. Distinctly non-piratical. So guys here, Tiller's Rest. I was sitting here in one tiny camp. Got it. Visitors show up. Slice them up. Oh. Hide done. Do we need to fight this one? That's fine. Yeah, it's all the way to level 10 already. Beautiful. Come on, Rogue. 1. Here is a leg sweep for stun. Hide. Instant. 20 second. Blend into your surroundings, making it impossible for most enemies to detect you, reducing movement speed by 50%. There's no effect on enemies 10 levels higher than your own, or certain enemies with special sight. Cannot be executed while in combat. Effects ends upon the use of any action other than sprint, or upon reuse of hide. Interesting. We're slower. And we're sprinting slower. And just keeps on going. Cool. Oh. We got unhide too. Okay, that's good. In. There you go. Couple different options there. We really want to get past some stuff. I don't think we have any level 10 stuff that we can check. Nope. This is just the low-level look we're working with here. That's mostly fine. Okay. Inside, yes. Doing with your practice then? Here. The sting of them tentacled buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Heh. Now I get your blood rushing, so it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them emerald codes which broke that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see? And we have agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wilders to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to Itoan at the Drowning Wrench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. That's sending you up for a laugh, lad, trust me. Okay. The Drowning Wrench. No. Exit. Back to a teleport. It's gonna be the upper decks for sure. Da-da. I guess. Close enough. It's getting serious. There we go. A little 60 stuff showing up. There he is. Well, drying wench, what's your pleasure, sir? A weak ale. Never in all my days. I serve some cheap crying in the wench, but not that was watered down. For usual ale is too bold for your taste, maybe you'd like to order from the underground menu. There's quite a lot on offer for a customer with a roguish charm. Is there something particular I could help you with? Information. The trouble over that Magitech loot. 'Twas not a subtle job. The game in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing guardian machinery. Also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lanasia to defend their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark 63 anti-aircraft cannon. There, 43? Excellent. aircraft cannon fire mechanism. 14. For me to steal the device back, the trail leads to the Goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lad. When you cross the river from the camp, plan our next move. We can do that. We've been all over Summerford just moments ago. We'll be able to find where we're going? Maybe. Maybe it could be that goblin camp that we found. Entirely possible. Flies directly over. Guys, we're gonna be messing with. Hiding. Get your noggin down. I took. Been stilting the actions across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garland gadget into his backpack. I knew someone would steer us alright. This is your chance, lad. Caught that gambler gobby and grab the device. Let's track which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's the side on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. Oh. 43. Yep. Gambler. On the left. As many of them as we need to. Again. Got it. Now we're just getting a tiny bit of extra experience for fighting another one. That's fine. Hey. That's the way, lad. There's enough for me to do, but send me hells and watch. You got the goods then? Fire mechanism number 43. Built in the 43rd year of the first Guardian Emperor's reign, this trigger device works with all Imperial Mark 43 anti-aircraft cannons. There you go. It's pretty fancy. Aye, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get back to the guild, eh? Still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Alright. I think these gloves give us crazy nails. It's definitely something. You need the demolisher's deckhand. All right, back there. Captain, I say. Some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues, whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely flinched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother, my blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly, with me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! They got axes. Alright. Back out here. So we can stay out here and try to get a little... Is this still a level 5 quest? Something. Things are happening. Things are going. Tell me where we're gonna be. Okay. Okay. Instructions, sprinting. And from this way, yep. Don't even need to walk up the steps. That's efficiency, right there. Managed to grapple that fire mechanism yet, Arctic? There you go. Yep, that's a box. Ah, still in one piece, too. Yeah. You've done well for your first assignment, lad. Don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. they'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the Ruffmans. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, this is not all what I expected from the inside of a convent. And who might you be, sirs? Aha, your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. To reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror. We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Captain, I say. There's the can who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. He's the self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Nailed it. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there. Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us. We shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh, an errand boy now, am I? Making mistakes. Making mistakes. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place, I suppose, is some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it Dutiful Sisters of the Otherwise, or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake? Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry corn across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserve of dainty for today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. You still don't understand, do you? You did. A red-haired rogue. There are but 3 sorts of coals what the doorman will let pass. Clients, recruits. Godspeed. I'll kill you all. Instant death. Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned that the 3rd sort of coal is a box for Rain's mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Dagger. And another dagger. Rogues, but we were so careful. Were you? Really? I'd heard tales in my pirate days, stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, and hides in the shadows. You can't beat them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. Deceptions! Aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Indeed. Just walked right in here. One of the limbs of Limita's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. There you go. There you go. Not much for discussing the old days. Since it's come up, I might as well clean up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves, what protected the code, were dambers, best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods, what was wrongly bitten, came for the guilty under cover of darkmans. Upright thief became the title of those coves, but dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. Well, it was only those as had cut all ties with the Buccaneers' life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and that was once pirates no more. Later on, when Merlib took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. Although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment, give it the good work, Arctic, and you'll go far in the shadows. Alright. Bronze daggers. Some level 5 stuff that we're going to be replacing at level 15 anyway, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to take the money, which we also don't need. Very good. Now, level 10 quest is available. Dagger upgrade. Just look at our daggers here. That's being all fancy. Holding our daggers. You know, crazy. And then recommend bronze daggers. Oh yeah. Now we're stabbing. Time of stabbing continues. Next time. Goodbye.